This is it. This is the moment we have been waiting for. The moment the untouchables finally feel the cold steel of the law. If you thought the EFCC was joking, if you thought this administration was just playing to the gallery, you need to wake up right now because the game has changed. The headline is not a rumor, it is a reality that is shaking the very foundation of the Nigerian political class. Abubakar Malami, the man who was the Attorney General of the Federation for 8 years, the man who held the power of life and death over cases in this country, has been arrested by the EFCC. But wait, it is not just for corruption. The charge sheet is heavier than anything we expected. We are talking about allegations of terrorism financing. We are talking about a scandal involving over 10 billion naira in personal investments and a staggering $1.48 billion in missing Abacha loot. We are broadcasting this breaking report today, Thursday, December 11, 2025, to break down the most explosive anti-corruption move of the year. The EFCC has Malami in custody. He has spent his second night in detention because he could not meet the bail conditions. And when you hear the details of what he is being asked to account for, you will understand why the bail is likely set at a level that even a billionaire would struggle to meet. The investigators are asking a simple but terrifying question. Where is the money? And more importantly, did that missing money end up in the hands of the terrorists who have been killing Nigerians? Let's look at the numbers because they are dizzying. The EFCC is grilling Malami over the whereabouts of approximately $1.48 billion. Yes, you heard me right. Billions of dollars. This is not pocket money. This is the budget of some African countries. The breakdown includes $322.5 million of Abacha loot recovered from Switzerland between 2017 and 2018. It includes another $321 million recovered from the island of Jersey in the UK in 2020. Then, there is another $346.2 million from Switzerland that is under scrutiny. And if that wasn't enough, there is a separate claim pointing to $490 million that needs accounting. When you put it all together, the EFCC is asking Malami to explain the black hole that swallowed nearly $1.5 billion of our national heritage. But the most shocking part of this investigation is the terrorism financing angle. For years, we asked who is sponsoring the bandits, who is sponsoring the insurgents. Now, the EFCC is looking at 46 bank accounts allegedly linked to Abubakar Malami. 46! Why does one man need 46 accounts unless he's running a financial empire that needs to be hidden from the eyes of the law? The investigators are connecting the dots between these accounts, the missing loot, and the sudden 10 billion naira investment Malami allegedly made in Kebbi State. We are talking about hotels, schools, and rice mills that sprang up overnight. The EFCC suspects that the funds meant to develop Nigeria were diverted to build personal fiefdoms and in the process may have filtered down to the very groups destabilizing the country. This is a betrayal of the highest order if proven true. Malami was the chief law officer. He was the one telling us he was fighting corruption. He was the one announcing the recovery of loot. To find out that the recoverer might have become the diverter is a tragedy. And it gets worse. The investigation has dragged in his family. The EFCC is looking at a 4 billion naira cash advance from the Central Bank of Nigeria's Anchor Borrowers Program that was allegedly traced to his wife. This was money meant for poor farmers to grow rice. Did it go to farmers or did it go to family accounts? The wickedness of stealing from the poor to feed the rich is what makes this story so painful. Now, while Malami is sweating in the interrogation room, he's not alone in the hot seat. Today is truly Judgment Day for the former ministers. Just yesterday, Wednesday, December 10th, the former Minister of Aviation, Stella Oduah, was arraigned before the Federal Capital Territory High Court. She is facing charges for an alleged 2.5 billion naira fraud. The details are just as messy. She is accused of fraudulently obtaining this money from the Ministry of Aviation through companies called Broadwaters Resource Nigeria Limited and Global Offshore Marine Limited. And what was the excuse? They claimed the money was for technical supervision, security integration, and logistic support. It sounds like fancy grammar for "we took the money." Stella Oduah was arraigned alongside Gloria Odita, and let's not forget, she's already standing trial in a separate 5 billion naira money laundering case in another court. It seems the files are opening one by one. The immunity of office is gone, the sirens are silent, and now they have to answer to the Nigerian people. Malami has come out to deny these allegations, calling them a political witch hunt because he recently joined the African Democratic Congress to run for governor in Kebbi. He says his record is clean. He says he is innocent. But the EFCC is saying, if you are innocent, explain these 46 accounts. Explain the missing $1.48 billion. The fact that he is still in detention as we speak speaks volumes. The EFCC doesn't hold a former AGF for 2 nights unless they have something concrete. They are pressing him hard because they know that if they crack Malami, they crack the entire mystery of the last 8 years. This brings us to the bigger picture. Are we finally seeing a real fight against corruption? For years, the EFCC chased Yahoo boys and internet fraudsters while the real thieves walked free in Abuja. But now, with Malami and Stella Oduah in the net, is the narrative changing? Some people say this is just a way to silence the opposition ahead of 2027. Others say it is a necessary cleansing. But whatever the motive, the result is that we are finally seeing the big men answer for their actions. The implication of the terrorism financing charge against Malami cannot be overstated. If a court finds that the former Attorney General facilitated funding for terror, even indirectly through negligence or diversion, it would mean the Nigerian state was sabotaging itself from the inside. It would explain why the war on insurgency never ended. It would explain why the bandits always seem to have better weapons than the army. It would mean the enemy was not just in the bush, the enemy was in the Federal Executive Council. I want to know what you guys think about this massive number, $1.48 billion. Can you even imagine that amount of money? And do you trust the EFCC to see this case to the end? Or do you think Malami will eventually be released and the case will die a political death? And what about Stella Oduah? Is it time for all former ministers to account for their stewardship? Drop your comments below. Let's get a real conversation going. And please, if you are happy that we are finally getting these updates and exposing the rot, smash that like button. It helps us get this information to every Nigerian who needs to wake up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. We are tracking Malami's case minute by minute. Will he get bail? Will more names be dropped? You will hear it here first. Stay tuned, stay vigilant, and remember, the truth is finally coming out.